Alright, so 8G, guys, is our last chapter for this Year 12 unit. And we're going to look into calculating effective and nominal interest rates. You'll notice that last lesson, we were looking at the last section of geometric growth and decay using the nth term rules. So that's chapter 8F. Make sure you watch that. But we'll look at nominal and effective interest rates. So generally, if an interest rate is given to you as a year, but compounds more frequently than one, so more than once a year, then the actual interest you'll be earning or that you'll be paying for is actually greater than what's being stated. Okay, and that's what we call the effective interest rate. So the effective interest rate is the rate that you'll actually be paying per year, based as a percentage of the original amount. Okay, so a percentage of the original amount. So for example here, if the nominal rate is, if you're trying to make an investment of 5,000, okay, and the nominal rate is 4.8, and it's being compounded, so quarterly, that 4.8 divided by 4, it's going to be 1.2% per quarter, or if it's per month, it's 0.4%, so it's 4.8 divided by 12, which is per month. Okay, it'll calculate how much interest you'll be paying. So if you're paying quarterly compound interest, you can see the amount going up by 1.2% each for each compound. So it's effectively multiplying by 1.012 each time to get to that point. Okay, and what you'll see is that by the time you get to the 12th month, this is how much interest has been gained, and the effective rate is 4.81 compared to the original 4.8. Okay, but if it was compounded per month, you can see that it's a 0.4% increase, and that means that if it's increasing at 0.4% each month, it's definitely less than per quarter, but because of the increased frequency in compounds, you'll find that effectively you get a little bit more money if it is compounding more frequently. So you can see that there is a $1 difference, although it's not that much, compared to your quarterly compounding. Generally, the more compounds you do, the greater the interest, and you can see that the nominal or the effective rate is greater than the original nominal rate. Okay, so basically what we're trying to make a point here is that if you have a nominal rate at the beginning, and that's just the nominal rate at the start, but then you'll be you're being charged compoundedly, or your account or your money is compounding more than once per year, then at the end of that year, the actual rate or the effective rate that you're being charged is greater than what it was initially. Okay, but that depends on how many times it's being compounded. There is a rule for finding the difference between the two. So if you've been given a nominal rate, what is the effective rate? Well, here's the formula for it. But generally, we won't really be using it. We'll only be using this to find the effective rate. It's pretty straightforward. There is a lot of brackets. It's pretty easy. But it's actually a lot easier on your CAS. Okay, and all you have to do is when you open a calculator, press menu, the number 8, so it's finance, number 6, interest conversion, the number 2, effective interest rate. So on my CAS, I'll also do that, so I'll just get rid of all this. A lot of calculations. Okay, so again, menu, 8, interest conversion, and then effective or nominal. And what you'll see is if I click on effective, you'll see F with the brackets. And if I clicked on nominal, nom with the brackets. Okay. And you need to put the brackets in to close it as well when you do these. So generally, we'll use the CAS to actually do this. Okay, and so what do you put in your CAS? So say for example, let's go back to this. If my nominal rate is 4.8%, so on my calculator, I want to try and figure out, what are the effective rates depending on the number of compounds. So this here has 4 compounds, 1, 2, 3, 4. Oh, sorry, not including that one. 1, 2, 3, 4. So that's 4 compounds. That's 4 because it's quarter. And this one would have 12. So 12 compounds. So let's figure out how they got these ones as the effective rates. So if my nominal rate is 4.8%, so on my CAS, I would write, if I want to find my effective EFF, first number is the percentage, so 4.80. 80, sorry, and the second number is the number of compounds. So here for quarterly, we've got 4 compounds. That means there's my effective rate. 4.81. It's slightly different. That's okay. And for the other one, if I want to find the effective rate for this one here, 4.91. Oh, sorry, how they got to 4.91. So I would go EFF 4.8, comma 12. And that will give me the effective rate for the 12 compounds. Not sure why that's 4.81. Must be a typo in the textbook. Let's move on. So finding the effective and nominal, actually, let's go back the other way as well. So what if I've been given the effective rate and I want to figure out my nominal rate? So on my calculator, if I want to find my nominal rate, go nom. Okay, what's the interest rate? That's what's the effective interest rate. So 4.91, and it's compounding monthly. So the nominal rate is 4.8, and that's what it was originally here. So that's my that's how we go in between effective and nominal rate. So I might draw a little diagram here. So to go from nominal to effective, you're going to type EFF, and then you're going to write down the percentage rate, comma, and then number of compounds. That's number of compounds per year. So that's to go from nominal to effective. And then if you want to go backwards, effective to nominal, you would write nom, and the same thing, the percentage rate that was given. So this would be the effective percentage, comma, number of compounds. Okay, and that's how we swap between the two. So let's do some questions to do these. William is deciding between 2 banks, and Bank A is offering 5.3% per year, compounding monthly. So I already know compounding monthly. Let me just highlight that, 5.3 compounding monthly. And Bank B is offering 5.25 compounding daily. Okay, some important information there I've highlighted. Find the effective interest rate for each bank. Write your answers to 2 correct decimals. So for part A, Bank A, you want to find the effective rate for it. So on your calculator, you will type EFF, and then you can see that the interest rate is 5.3. So the nominal interest rate for that is 5.30, comma, and then it's compounding monthly. So that means the effective rate for Bank A, so EFF 5.30, comma 12, would be 5.43 for the effective rate. Okay, Bank B. Okay, so you're trying to find the effective rate as well for Bank B. So it'll be EFF. Bank B has a rate of 5.25 and a compounding daily, so 365 days. So for Bank B, EFF 5.25, comma 365 days. So Bank B has a nominal effective rate 5.39. Now you'll notice, why is it then that if this has a greater, this has a lower amount of compounds and this has a greater, why is the effective rate here less? Well, you got to look at the percentage as well. So that also affects how big the effective rate is going to be. Okay, so if it's too low, but you have high number of compounds, it might still be less in the end, because this rate here, the nominal, has a greater nominal rate, even though it's less compounds. As you can see, the effective rate is greater, okay, in Bank A than Bank B. So, for question B, we're asked which bank should we suggest William is to go to, which he should borrow money from. If you're borrowing money, right, keyword there, borrowing money, which one would actually give you the better deal? Okay, if you want to borrow money, which means if you're borrowing money, you're going to have to pay it back. So that means you should go with the one that has a lower rate, because if you want to borrow money, you obviously want to pay the bank less money. Okay, so I would suggest that William should go with Bank B. Okay, because he's paying less interest. So you have to read the question properly to understand the context. If most people don't read this, I bet you'd all go with Bank A. But because he's borrowing money, you want to go with the one that pays less interest. Okay, less interest. All right, part C. What would Bank B's nominal interest rate need to be for the banks to have the same effective rate? Write your answer to 2 decimal places. So for question C, we want Bank B's effective rate to be 5.43. Okay, but we've got to figure out if that's the case, what should the nominal rate be? So it's got to be higher than 5.25, which means that if you're trying to find the nominal rate, you will type nominal. Actually, before I go there, we'll go there. Nominal. Okay, and we want the effective rate to be 5.43. So this is for Bank B, yeah? We want his effective rate to be 5.43. Still the same number of compounds, so 365. Okay, so what is the effective nominal rate that we need to have? So nominal 5.43, comma, still going to be 365 compounds. That means, oops, I think I've written too many. That's not a decimal, my bad. So that means that the nominal rate for Bank B should be 5.29. I'll just write it here. 5.29. So that it'll give him the same effective rate as Bank A, because Bank A had an effective rate of 5.43. Okay, so we want him to have 5.43 as the effective, and because then that will give us, that means that the nominal rate has to be 5.29%. Okay, let's do another example. Xu is deciding between 2 investment options. So Xu, investing. Now, if you're investing, that means you want to go with the bigger interest. Okay, because you want more money to go to you. Fund A has 7.10% interest per year, and it's compounding quarterly. Okay, let me just get rid of this. But investment important. Fund B offers 7.05% per year, compounding daily. Okay, so question A. Find the effective interest rate for each fund and write 2 decimal places. So let's go Fund A. Okay, we want to find the effective, so we're going to go F, and then we're going to write down the nominal rates for Fund A is 7.10, so 7.10, and it's compounding quarterly, so that means there's 4 quarters in the year. Right, so that means the effective rate here, 7.10, comma 4, 7.29. So that means the effective rate is 7.29. And then for Fund B, sorry guys, again we're trying to find the effective rate. Okay, so for Fund B, the nominal rate is 7.05. And then it's compounding daily, so comma 365. So effective 7.05, comma 365. So 7.30. Okay, so in which fund should Shu invest her money? Part B, remember, so if you're investing money, you want to go with the fund or the investment that gives you the greatest return. So you want to go with the one with the highest rate. Okay, so Shu should invest in Fund B. Okay, and Fund B because of the greater interest rate, because of the higher effective rate. At first glance, you'll think that Fund A might be better based on the nominal, but that's not the case at the end, because at the effective, it's only 7.29, but for Fund B, even though it's got a lower nominal, the effective is higher in the end, 7.3. Part C, what would Fund B's nominal interest rate need to be for the funds to have the same interest rate? Write your answer to 2 correct decimal places. So this question here is similar to the other one. Okay, we want to find the nominal rate for Fund B if it had the same effective as Fund A. So essentially what you're doing here is you're going to go nom, and we want to have the same effective as 7.29. So we're going to make it 7. This is for Fund B, 7.29, but the number of compounds is still 365. Okay, so that doesn't change. So what is the effective or nominal rate for Fund B if it needs to have the same effective rate as Fund A? So nom 7.29, comma 365. That means it has to have a nominal rate of 7.04. We're going to round that to 2 decimals. And that's basically effective and nominal rates, which is also the final chapter of this exercise. So go ahead and work on this chapter, guys, so 8G, and make sure you do all of the questions. Thank you.